Good morning, welcome to Pipe Talk on this cold and rainy day. For quite a while I would like to make a video about the future of pipe tobacco, since the Scandinavian Tobacco Group acquired the Baren company and announced the closure of the Baren factory. But I waited too long now. Silvio and Janes covered this topic in the 20-minute pipe show. But I would like to add my 5 cents anyhow. Also know the STG purchased some of the US blenders or something, but I'm not at all familiar with those US blends, so I remain focused on the European continent. And my predictions for the future are rather pessimistic, because the STG is a company that has no traditional values. It's just making money, as most companies nowadays. For example, as far as I know, they were the company that ruined the Stanwell pipe brand. They purchased the company, immediately closed everything down, moved production from Scandinavia to Italy, where it finally faded out and ended just as some brand name with no quality or design or anything associated anymore. What happens to small companies that are being bought up? We saw at the Planta Tobacco Company from Berlin, Germany. They got taken over by Baren, and I don't know if anything is still produced there. All the Planta blends have disappeared except for 2 or 3, I think. That's it. Also, a line was made for the Austrian market, and this one is also out of production now, as far as I know, which is very sad because they produced one of the finest blends available here, the VCPO English mixture. Yeah, and now the same fate has happened to Baren. The STG already announced that the factory will be closed, and my prediction will be that the premium lines will be the first to get terminated, the HH lines, the Bold Kentucky and the Old Dark Fired, because they are high effort, production wise, high effort blends, and these will be the first gone. And I think they will also stop the production of the better selling lines, because why should they bother to produce those? They want to sell their own stuff that is already manufactured by the STG in their own facilities. So I would recommend for you to stock up on your favorite blends. Another thing is, since there is no more competition, I expect the prices to go up. The taxation is going up anyhow. To still make it reasonable to produce those blends, the quality will go down. Also because they have no competition. This leads to another point, that the European Union always works hard to make it difficult for small companies to compete, for one-man companies, family companies, and they do everything in favor of the large conglomerates, companies, businesses. So in the tobacco world, it's not only happening in the tobacco world. We saw it already that in Germany the HU tobacco company now moved their production to Kohlhaas and Kopp. They can't do it on their own anymore because of rules and regulations. Also, TAK, another well-reputed blender from Germany, gave up, and they also moved to the Kopp company. Now just Kopp, not Kohlhaas and Kopp. I think I said it wrong beforehand. And yeah, they created a situation where they can buy up the smaller competitors, and it's impossible for a small business to enter the market. If you decide you want to go into the tobacco business, forget it. Rules and regulations have gotten so much out of hand that it's impossible. So basically these large companies can now do as they please and do what they want. very bad for the customer, because we are the ones who pay the bill for probably inferior tobacco in the future. And the next thing is, all tobacco bans and such, they all favor cigarette smokers, and they don't think of pipe smokers or cigar smokers. And the big companies, I think they have no problem with that, because pipe tobacco and also cigars are high effort with a lower, is a high effort business with a lower margin. So maybe they would be happier if we all switch to cigarettes again, because they can use any crap tobacco in those cigarettes, people will buy it anyhow. And I also have the feeling that our governments want us people to be addicted, not only to collect the tax, but also to feel bad, because we are bad for the health system, and we should struggle with our addiction and getting away from it. And the industry is also providing the, how to call it, the substitute products for people who want to get away from cigarettes. It started with vapes, now with Philip Morris IQOS and all that stuff. Nicotine patches and pouches and whatever is there. There's a whole new market for them to explore with even lesser effort, and people stay addicted nonetheless. Or in some cases the addiction gets even worse. I've talked to heroin addicts. They told me the effects and getting clean of the methadone is much more difficult than of heroin itself. Very weird situation. So another point is, what happens if someone at those large companies decides that pipe tobacco isn't worth it anymore, they just produce cigarettes? Then we are in a very bad situation. Or maybe, as with all other businesses, they see it's not feasible to produce in Europe anymore and they move to China. Or get taken over by Chinese companies, and we can buy our pipe tobacco from China. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe I'm too pessimistic, but it can't be wrong to stock up on your favorite blends, because pipe tobacco will never get cheaper than it is now. Prices will go up, sadly. And many blends will be gone in the future. That's also unavoidable. We have to live with that. So stocking up is never wrong. Stocking up on so many good things isn't wrong. So many good stuff get out of production or is unobtainable anymore in all parts of life. Anyhow, maybe we can turn things around in Europe and also the US go back to normal business and sanity, but I doubt that. So my friends, I have to relight my pipe. I have to take a careful aim because the cap is blocking the sight. Yeah, I have to relight it when I'm done with this video. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Let's hope for the best. Let's do what we can. And see you next time. Cheers, greetings to Sylvia and Janis. Bye.